Fantasia is basically, in many ways, a special effects film, and they did fantastic effects from nothing. They had no computers in those days, and so it was pretty much handmade. There was a department at the Disney studio that was called the Process Lab. Very bland title. But what went on behind the doors was magic. I mean, they were just wizards, and they're the ones who created many of the effects that you see in Fantasia that dazzle you. The planets whirling through the sky in the Rite of Spring, the smoke effects, lava bubbles bursting, even the delicate snowflakes. For many, many years, the way that the special effects in Fantasia were done was a complete mystery. Now, for the first time, we can reveal to a large public how some of these secrets were done, thanks to the scrapbooks of Hermann Schultheis.
Hermann Schultheis was a German immigrant and a specialist in photography who was employed at the Walt Disney Studio after the release of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs through the completion of Fantasia. He just loved his cameras and everything that could be achieved with them. He apparently took his own camera to work just about every day. And when these shots were being set up, when they were being constructed, he would step back and snap a few photographs.
So he put this all into a scrapbook. The scrapbook itself is a beautiful work of art. It had his writing, handwriting, a lot of formulas in terms of camera use and the type of films that were used, and he had film clips in there, actual, clips from Fantasia, test films, things that you'd never see. What he had is a precious treasure, because it's the only record we have of some of the effects and how they did them.
It's just remarkable, because we have a vision of these scenes in the film that we see time and time again every time we watch the movie. But to see them detached from that environment and see them exactly as they were created in the making of the film is just like stepping into another world. Notice how the musical score runs across the top of several pages, how they're also cut out so that when you turn the page, that earlier part of the score disappears and you focus on the one that pertains to this particular page.
Some of the things that you'll see are improvised multiplane cameras, for example. Circular multiplane cameras for the Nutcracker suite, in which a Dewdrop Fairy would come in and then the camera would angle. It was all done mechanically. Even the delicate snowflakes coming down at the end of the Nutcracker suite, there was a mechanical process to that in which they used gears with paintings on top of them that they moved frame by frame and then put animation over that. They had tanks in which they would drop ink, and that would sort of float down and have a smoke-like effect, and then of course they would twist it upside down so it looked like the smoke was coming out of a volcano when they matted it in or double exposed it in over the animation. In Fantasia you have lava bubbles bursting, and they had to create a vat made of oatmeal and coffee grinds and all sorts of stuff, and then put hoses underneath that, and then the bubbles would blow up. But there's all sorts of incredible effects that were very imaginatively put together by carpenters and engineers and craftspeople of all sorts. Some of these gizmos and things that they built out of wood and tin and whatever, they were quickly dismantled after it was done. They'd done their trick, now on to the next one. The effects in Fantasia are looked upon today by even computer animators as something to aspire to. It's sort of the criteria for what special effects can be and should be.